What is good, guys? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. How are you guys doing? Here we are to react to a nil draw by Inter, a frustrating draw as I've called it. We had the chances as usual. The chances were there, but the amazing stat is that this is the first time in 40 games that Inter have gone goalless in a Serie A match. First time in 40. That is an absolutely crazy stat that I didn't know about until the commentators just mentioned it right at the end, which shows how good Inter have been over the last season or 2 seasons, really. How good we have it under Conte, how good we have it this season. And we are spoiled this season, guys. This team has been spoiling us, but this is a little bit of a setback. It's definitely a step back in performance. And this is why, in my match preview, I was feeling negative, even though by the end of it, I did say we're gonna win. Because after, if you guys mentioned that, Malinovsky was out, Mele was out, and Zapata was already out, a few other guys were out for them. So in theory, we should get the win. But I don't know. I just had the feeling today let's not forget, guys, let's not forget these guys are coming off 120 minutes of an intense Supercoppa. That Supercoppa was very, very intense. So the players, it looked like out there, it looked like today that these players came from an intense 120-minute match that went to extra time. Whereas Atalanta had a Coppa Italia match. Yes, they did play in midweek, but it was nowhere near as intense. They rotated. That showed out there. Atalanta looked fresh. Atalanta looked ready. And it wasn't a good game. It was not a good game to watch. It reminded me. It reminded me of some games, under Conte or under Spalletti. Like, this is probably the least enjoyable Inter match of this season under Inzaghi, and that's quite hard to do this season. But that was me for my first 2 minutes. Let me see what your comments are in the comment section. Of course, that's what we do, these post-match reactions, so you guys can let the world know, what your thoughts are about what's going on. Keston, first thing he said was Handanovic, man of the match. We usually get into the man of the match conversation a little bit later, but no doubt Handanovic was man of the match, because without him we would have lost this match. At the same time, we could have won this match. There was wastefulness up front, but at the same time, let me get this up, right at the end here, where Bastoni gets mudded by Muriel. Look at this save on the near post, which you should make, but that is still a really, really good save by Handanovic there. And then there was another one here in the first half when Brozovic loses the ball there. Ball into Pessina once again, and once again an amazing 1v1 save with his legs there by Handanovic. So those two world-class saves. There is nothing to say about Handanovic today. He is the one who saved us today. So shouts out to Samir Handanovic. We criticize him when we got to criticize him, but we also have to praise when he has to be praised. And today he only deserves praise. Jake, my boy in the house, says Shamadam was back with the game prediction. Yeah, in the end, I felt like I was being too negative. So by the end of that preview, I said like we're gonna win 2-1. But my original prediction of it being a 1-1. Actually, whoever said that it was gonna be a 0-0 draw, shouts out to you in the preview. Someone said it, and I said, because when Zaghi talked about high octane, intense match. This is what the last match round was with Atalanta, but I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a 0-0 where both teams cancel each other out, and that's pretty much what happened today. Amedeo was feeling a little bit more positive than most people in the comment section. He says this point is golden. Yeah, it's golden in terms of it could have been 0, but we're only 2 points ahead of Milan now, and they play Spezia tomorrow, and I'm not expecting any favors from Spezia. So by tomorrow evening, Milan could overtake us, even though we obviously still have that game in hand against Bologna. Where Serie A, can you give us a clue whether it's being replayed or not? What we're doing with that? But that's still up in the air. But we could end up being second by the end of this weekend, unless Thiago Motta, our boy, comes through and does us a favor. Tim in the house, yeah. This is another point that we have to talk about today. Wastefulness all round, but Dzeko, so many mistakes by Dzeko today. Like I wanted to see it. I wanted to see this Dzeko Sanchez partnership, and they both put up a stinker today. There's no two way around it. Dzeko had about 3 or 4, and all of them were headers. All of his chances, and he should have put at least one of those away. And the one that Dumfries put him on a plate for him, Dumfries headed it back to Dzeko, and all he needed to do was nod it in. And no, not good enough from Dzeko. We expect, and I don't understand today Inzaghi why Dzeko was kept on right until, like, the 79th, 80th minute when Lautaro came on. Like, why was Dzeko on for that long? Because Dzeko was making technical mistakes already in the first half. He was making passing mistakes. His link-up play wasn't that good today, which is one of the things that I like about Dzeko, and this is the reason why I wanted Dzeko to start. But I don't know with Dzeko, is it the COVID? He's coming back from a couple of weeks out with COVID. We don't know the effects with some of these players. He looked sluggish out there, although there was a point, actually, let me bring it up. Funny that a Milan Twitter account was making all these clips on Twitter. Look at this bit where Dzeko puts the turbo on and beats Freuler. Look at that, puts it past him, and then puts it. He created a great chance there that Petzela does really, really well to save on Darmian on the line. But apart from that, Dzeko just not good enough today. Not good enough. Mattia, where are all the Handa haters now? Yeah. Nah. If you're a Handanovic fan, today is your day to shine for sure. Eduardo, what's up, brother? While a tie is good for us in Bergamo, we lost way too many chances. Yeah, exactly, man. Today just did not. In the end, when you look at the performance and what Atalanta created, we'll be happy. I am happy with the point, to be honest. But the chances, that's the one thing with this Inter team. Even if we play crap, we still managed to create quality chances. Even in the first half when we weren't playing good, Dzeko had that heading chance. And he wasn't even getting them on target. This is the Dzeko that Roma fans were telling us about, that this dusted Dzeko. Today, he did look a little bit dusted Dzeko. But again, as I said, coming from COVID, every player can have an off game. Even Sanchez, who is our Alexis El Niño Maravilla, coming off, the match-winning performance against Juve, he's been our informed striker for the past 3 or 4 weeks. He put up a stinker today. Sanchez wasn't good, and quite rightly subbed off around the 68th minute or something like that for Correa. Yeah, Gasperini masterclass. I think Gasperini did really well. We have to give credit to Atalanta. They, as we said, they're missing Duvan Zapata, Mele, Malinovsky last minute. They were missing a few players, and he did really well. And that pressing game, this is the Gasperini school of pressing. The teams that we've had trouble with this season is the Gasperini school. So Hellas Verona, one of the first games in the season where Correa came on and saved our ass with individual brilliant moments. That game was similar to this. They pressed as hard, man for man pressing, as I said in our match preview. This is what the concept of Gasperini's pressing is. You try to engage in individual duels all over the pitch. And the only way to get around it is if you win every single duel within the match. And today we weren't winning the duels. We were just a little bit off the pace. Atalanta were winning all the duels. So yeah, and also Torino, Ivan Juric, he is a Gasperini protege. A very similar style of play with his Torino team and his Hellas Verona team last year, and not directly Igor Tudor, but Igor Tudor maintained Juric's concepts at Hellas Verona, which those are the ones that caused us an issue. So yeah, these teams are the ones that are causing us an issue this year. Last year was more under Conte was definitely the teams that used to sit back more, but under Inzaghi we're seeing that these intense teams that put the match in, not even, it goes past playing football. It becomes a very athletic, physical match. Fiorentina did the same in the first half against us. Remember where we were down to Fiorentina at halftime? They were pressing us like madmen. Sassuolo away. I remember we were down at halftime as well there. Teams that have come at us with crazy aggressive pressing have gained some advantage this season for sure. So it's interesting how Inzaghi will look to tackle this, and whether Liverpool being one of the best pressing teams in the world, how that, match in February will affect us if Inzaghi comes up with a countermeasure by that time. But we'll see about that. Tom GD says average performance but good result. Yeah, I guess you're pretty right. I mean, those chances still bug me though. I still feel like we could have got more out of the match, but all in all, you're right, because the performance was so average, and Atalanta created such clear chances. In the end, it is a good result. It is a good result, but obviously, going into the match, we wouldn't be happy with a draw. Sanchez and Dzeko, wrong combination. I think today maybe was the wrong combination. I'm still want to see it when both of the, but today, yeah, they're both off today, which is a shame. But I was expecting more from a Sanchez Dzeko combination, and I'm not sure what Lautaro coming on only for 10 minutes at the end. Like, I'm not sure if he was injured or not well, because yeah, Inzaghi as well. Remember at the beginning of the season, guys, he was very hot-handed, heavy-handed with the substitution. But as the season's progressed, he's become a lot more cautious with the substitutions. And today, once again, he waited quite a long time. I'm not sure why he waited that long to bring Lautaro on. I think Lauti, especially with the amount of chances Dzeko was getting, and Lautaro is good in the air as well. I feel like he could have put one of those away. So, yeah, all in all, today, yeah, Dzeko and Sanchez, as I said, definitely put up a stinker, both of them. But also Simone Inzaghi today, his in-match management today, I wasn't quite sure. I wasn't sure about the substitution of Bastoni, De Vrij coming on for Bastoni, and then Skriniar moved out onto the left as well. Like, what was the meaning? What was the meaning of that? Not quite understanding. Vidal had a decent impact into the match. But apart from that, Dimarco maybe could have been a better substitution to push, keep that left-footed player there, to keep that option. However, one tweak I did like was moving Barella to the left-hand side, and we saw he created two chances of cutting in. He did that against Atalanta last time round, if you guys remember. Vecino came on into the right centre mid position, how Vidal came on today, and then Vecino was getting into the box, and Vidal found him, with one of those little passes in the half space. So he's really good at that, Barella. Hakan today, just as he suffered against Hellas Verona. Again, I think Hakan's not the guy for these teams when they make it individual duels, make it physical. Hakan just can't flourish in these matches. He doesn't have the individual quality or ball carrying ability to get out of these difficult positions. And his corners today as well. Hakan's corners today were off. He's been great all season with his corners, but today, not his foot wasn't hot today. It wasn't warm. Last time we didn't score was also that frustrating draw against Udinese last season. Oh yeah, almost exactly 1 year ago. Yeah, that was literally, I think that was the last match where we saw, I think after that it was like literally we just mopped the floor with the league after that Udinese draw. Tommy, what's up, bro? We didn't look good all round. Yep, this was my worry with the last few games. We haven't been very good. We need to pick up form before Liverpool. Yeah, you're right. Since the winter break, that's one thing we were worried that, are we peaking a little bit too soon? Are we, getting to that high point too soon? And now we seem to be just a little bit below that. But we've got a few weeks to, get into the mood for that. But again, the priority is still getting the wins in the league. I know we need to be looking forward to that Champions League match, but the priority is to stay ahead of AC Milan until that Liverpool match. And then, as I said, if we are ahead of anyone, whoever's second in mid-February by the first Liverpool match, I think we will win the season after we get this super hard period of games out of the way. Danilo did almost clutch. Yeah, Danilo did almost clutch. DD33 did almost clutch. Yeah, he out of all our defenders, if you ask me which one do you want in that shooting position, I would have said, D'Ambrosio. But today he couldn't be clutch today. He probably should have done better, especially that chance where he snatched at it and it just flew high and wide after he made a good touch. The other one was quite difficult. Musso closed down the angle really well on the 1v1 chance he had again. Musso as well today came up clutch for them. Musso in the first half saved that on he made that save on was it Barella? Oh no, sorry, Sanchez was a very good save, even though I think that goal would have been called back because I think there was a foul on Muriel in the build up to that. So Yeah, Handanovic and Musso, both coming up clutch for their teams today, the keepers. And this is why I picked Handanovic in my, I always say keep a lookout for who I pick in my thumbnails. There's always a reason why I pick in my previews who I pick in the thumbnails. What's up, Akash, bro? I'm sorry you had to stay up late in India to watch that drab 0-0 draw. But as I said, this team has got us very spoiled, and it had to happen. It had to happen at some point. We can't always score. We can't always play champagne football and always outplay the other team. Ever since the Fiorentina first half, I've been terrified of the press. Yeah, um, especially when it's done so well. A lot of teams these days, most I would say 80% of teams now, even in Serie A, things have changed. There's not a lot of teams don't really sit back anymore. A lot of teams try to press, but there's few teams that really know how to press. Like Juventus tried to press us in the Supercoppa, but we played around the press very well. But Atalanta, they're in Italy, they're the ones that kind of really pioneered the high press, and they are really good at it. They are very physical, and they blocked off all the angles really well. And I think in general, like, yeah, we weren't as sharp. Like some of our passing just wasn't as sharp as well. Dzeko Alexis duo is best against low block. Yeah, I think today, definitely you're right, Indro. There was so much space in behind today, like, and Dzeko and Alexis, none of them were making runs in behind. It was getting too bunched up into the middle, and none of them were exploiting that space. So I think, yeah, today probably one of Correa or Lautaro making runs in behind was probably needed. Yeah, I agree. Probably, yeah, Dzeko Alexis, because they are so technical. They both like to come deep to receive. They probably are better suited for a low block type of game. I think you're right. Tommy, we played against Atalanta away. We can't be flawless. Yeah, exactly. We can't be flawless. This is Atalanta away. By the same time, when I watch how Milan handled Atalanta away, and Atalanta was pretty much full strength back then, when you compare it like that, then I feel a little bit disappointed. But if you compare it for what happened today on the pitch, then it's actually a decent result. Bro, go see Napoli's weird tweet right now. Let's see what Napoli tweeting. Oh God, Napoli. You never know whether De Laurentiis has taken control of their Twitter. Is it the one about Koulibaly being negative to COVID? That doesn't seem particularly weird. Let me go on the Italian version. Oh wow, okay. I've seen it now. It's on the Italian account. So Napoli compliments. They want to compliment Atalanta and Inter for playing a beautiful match made up of honest and spectacular football. Yeah, okay. Thomas says thanks. I don't know. I don't know who they referring to, like Juventus or something. I don't know. Yeah, as I said, with with Napoli, you never know if De Laurentiis, the president, has just taken over the control and started tweeting in the middle of the night after a few drinks. Akash with his 2 cents or 2 rupees. Excellent game for Honda. Yep. Overall, great game for both goalkeepers. Dzeko missed easy chances, should have done better. Yeah, that's pretty much the wrap up of the game. Not just Dzeko though. Let's not just blame Dzeko. We all, sorry, not we. We were not on the pitch, but there were a few other. Danilo had a few chances as well. In general, there was a few moments where everyone could have done a little bit better in the final third. Lautaro should have come in early, exactly, without miss pass. Yeah, there was one without miss pass that really almost caused us issues. But there was a few, like, even Brozovic today, a few times he lost the ball in front of the defense when they created chances. Handanovich, top 10 goalkeepers in the world. France football told us everything. Listen, hey, maybe France football was spitting, who knows? Yeah, I mean, but that's at that moment he's in the 85th minute. He's been playing the whole match. He wasn't in the moment. He could have passed it into Correa. Actually, Correa was quite angry with Danilo that he didn't pass it to him. But yeah, maybe it wasn't the right decision to go near post because Musso had it covered. But it's just those split-second decisions today that didn't quite work out. Yeah, Chala disappeared in this game. Vidal was definitely, Vidal did have a good impact. Apart from that really bad pass the suicide pass, Vidal had a good impact. He had a decent shot on goal as well. I'm happy with the Vidal today. I think the substitutes in general did well. Dumfries did well. Correa did okay. Lautaro didn't really have much to do. Dzeko was good beside finishing. I disagree. I think Dzeko today, just everything was a little bit missing. There was a few, in the end, he did create a couple of chances as well. In the first half as well, where he shot, he just blasted it over, and Darmian was right there on his right. Like Dzeko was just, because what I expect from Dzeko is technical quality and intelligence, and today I just didn't feel like he was making the right decisions. Dzeko more wasteful than Lautaro. Yeah, but if you look back, Dzeko over his past career, he always underperforms his XG. Like this guy has been Lautaro longer than Lautaro, and that's the issue. And our two best strikers are both known to be wasteful. Yeah, and there is the first match that this is what I said in my preview. I said today we're gonna find out, Handanovic what level he's at, and today he's gave us the answers that we needed, because in the last 6-7 games he had pretty much virtually nothing to do. I'd hardly remember, a strenuous save that he's had to make in the last few games, but today he earned his money out there. We can talk about Inter being wasteful, but Atalanta's chances, yeah. Atalanta's chances, I think, in the end were bigger than us. Like the Pessina one and the Muriel one. But at the same time, the headed chance might not be as clear cut as their chances were. But Edin Dzeko's head, they should be, especially the one with Dumfries that is basically, it was in this 6-yard box. So I feel like as a header from that distance, they should be at least on target. Dumfries has surpassed Darmian at this point. Yeah, I think Dumfries just added Darmian today. Didn't really see too much from Matty Darms today. I think Dumfries at the moment now is starting to, or has kind of overtaken him. He made a good impact. Apart from, there was that misunderstanding with him and D'Ambrosio at the back post when Pasalic almost got in, and there was a corner, and there was also that headed clearance from Dumfries that went straight to Demiral, and we were lucky that it was Demiral, because we could have been punished there if it was Muriel or one of the other guys. But yeah, Dumfries, I liked his impact, and I agree he probably is overtaking Matty Doms. He's getting nervous about the Tuku signing. Yeah, Tuku again, not too much creation, but I think he was better than Sanchez and Dzeko. Well, definitely better than Sanchez today. And I think, maybe in these types of games, he whereas 1v1s, whereas you're creating these duels all over the pitch. I think Correa can, but I think you have to start. As we said, Sanchez just has to start at the moment. You can't not start Sanchez, and it can't be Sanchez and Correa. I think. Although, as I keep saying, I do want to see that at some point. I want to see this kind of false nine dynamic from the beginning, but it can't be a big match for sure. That has to be against one of the smaller teams. Criticizing Inzaghi for the lineup of the game is over is being a hypocrite. Yeah, exactly. Like I completely agree with the lineup today, so I don't disagree with the lineup at all. But what I disagree with is just how long he took to make some of the substitutions. D'Ambrosio coming in was a surprise inclusion for De Vrij, and I wonder, what do you guys think? De Vrij, we know he has been a little bit shaky this season. Was it more of a form decision, or do you think it was kind of just resting him ahead of all this busy period? Skriniar playing in the middle, doing well as usual. D'Ambrosio was good. Bastoni was good. Apart from that mistake where Muriel got in, I think Bastoni for me was pretty much man of the match, obviously, as in after Handanovic. But then, that mistake where Muriel snuck in could have been very costly. What's up, Sean? Thank you for making the live stream. Brozovic, Brozovic was not good today, but I think he needs some more rotation. I think Brozovic sometimes, today Dzeko and Sanchez were literally just very little movement from both of them. Yeah, I was surprised that that DiMarco didn't get any minutes today, and in general, I haven't felt like there has been a performance where he's deserved this drop in minutes from him. But at the same time, Bastoni at the beginning of the season was struggling, and we saw DiMarco was coming a lot for Bastoni. But yeah, I think today, we could have been nice to have a DiMarco coming on, having a different angle from the corners as well, from the free kicks, a left footer coming in, maybe even for Perisic, leaving Bastoni and DiMarco on. But yeah, I think he'll play the Coppa Italia match for sure, Di Marco. But I agree. I don't know why this confidence in Di Marco has kind of suddenly dropped off from Inzaghi. Atalanta did not close the keep down. And yeah, they leave. They don't press up until the keeper because they just let the keeper have it. And then when every man is marked apart from the keeper, then the keeper doesn't have any option, because if you start to press the keeper, then there's one passing option somewhere open. So Handanovic has to, be super accurate with his passes, or Dzeko has to win every single header, and he wasn't today. I noticed that Sanchez was playing. Yeah, Dzeko, but Dzeko is always like, it's a weird thing about Dzeko when you think that he's the big target man, but he's always the one, even when he's playing with Lautaro, he's always the one that drops a little bit deeper. I think someone needs to rein him down a little bit sometimes. I think, to stay up there a little bit. Dumfries came on and had an instant impact. I agree, Julian. I agree. I like how Dumfries is integrating himself into this team. Yeah, very, very frustrating finish. Either Bastoni, Barella, Perisic, or Handanovic for MVP. Yeah. Barella really stepped up his performance up once he went to the left centre mid. Again, at right centre mid, I don't think he was that great today. But yeah, he definitely stepped up towards the end. He created that back heel opportunity as well. Let me pull it up right quick. That was a very nice opportunity with the D'Ambrosio. He pulled up. Where is it? Yeah, here. Dumfries to Barella, back heel to D'Ambrosio, and there, yeah, he goes for near post. But again, it's hard for him to go for the far post on that angle because he's so close to Musa already. But yeah, Barella deserves some credit today because he has been a little bit on the par for me for a little while now, apart from the Cagliari match. Yeah, I need to. I'm gonna actually look at the stats after the match, but the Barella shooting has dropped off like completely. Like we still at the start of the season, that Barella was shooting a lot more this season compared to under Conte. But last few weeks, I don't even remember Barella shooting or having a shot on goal. Like his shot shooting, not really getting into shooting positions. So yeah, I wonder if it's a tactical tweak or just Barella's not quite getting into those positions. Yeah, all our strikers are slow. Yeah, even I think Correa is probably the quickest of our strikers, but he's not like lightning quick. That's probably and that's why it was good that we brought someone like Correa into the strike force, because we needed something a little bit different. But again, he's not he's not lightning quick. Oh man, yeah, Saincy in this match. he would be absolutely killed. Freuler, the Rune, Koopmeiners was good today. He was physical, technical, boom, going into challenges. Yeah, they would have destroyed him. Parmesh was also, talking about the 120 minutes that we played, so he doesn't mind the draw. And I think, when you look at it with all the things that have happened, you're probably right. Milan fan in the house, okay? Shouts out to you, whatever. Bastoni was fantastic today. Yeah, exactly. Except for that mistake. Adriano thinks Correa was looking crispy. Yeah, I think he was looking okay, but I expect more from Correa. I expect more. I hope he starts the Coppa Italia match. Wuhan in the house. I will give the team a pass on this one, but we need to finish off our chances. Yeah, we know that's the thing, guys. We're spoiled this season, and yeah, we have to give the team a pass on some of these matches. We can't win every single match in all of the big matches, but as long as we don't lose them, that's the vital thing, and we don't lose too many points to the other teams. Calma Spezia going to beat Milan. Hey, bro, I am praying that you are right. What a great season. That scoreless draw at Bergamo is disappointing. Exactly. And even on the Conte, we drew 1-1 there last season. So it's a difficult place, the Bergamo, to go to. And yeah, this is an argument that is going on about who is actually our best striking partnership. Like, I think Lautaro and Sanchez for the moment are probably the one with the best chemistry. I think Lautaro Correa has also shown really good chemistry, but in general, it doesn't seem like there's one, certain, like, this is our certi, front two. It's definitely like up in the air, like who is our starting front duo. No, it wasn't easy, but because it wasn't even his first chance, it was his like fourth or fifth heading chance that, at some point he needed to calibrate his headers. Not even just the one that he had from Dumfries, but even the other ones. Just not even on target is not good enough really for someone of the quality of Dzeko. Barella came low to help work through the press, more like a 3-2-3-2. Yeah, Barella was dropping a lot deeper today than usual. Him and Hakan were taking turns. Dzeko reminding me of Rocky. Wow, jeez, that is taking it a bit too far. I think it's frustrating to see all our forwards be so inconsistent, none of them are clinical. Yeah, and that's the issue we've known since the beginning of the season. That none of these strikers are clinical. We just we're just hoping that we create enough chances that they eventually put them away. But none of these guys are clinical. None of these guys are clinical. Something I hate pretending to see. Atalanta had injuries, but they played well. The truth is only Zapata is important. Yeah, no, but I mean, that's what I said in the previous, that they're missing these guys, but they have a deep squad. By the same time, Duvan Zapata is their starting striker. Muriel has only come back into the team in the last 2 or 3 matches. Mela, he's in and out of the team, but he's better than Petzella. These are important players, and Toloe is their captain. So Gosens, I mean, you're not going to tell me that Gosens is not important. I know they have a good squad, and that's the same with Inter. A few players here and there missing, but we're a better team than Atalanta, even our best 11 and their best 11. So we should, in theory, on paper, be beating a weaker Atalanta team. But I know what you mean. They are still a strong team. Prometheus, who's going to win the Scudetto? This team right here, babe. Yeah, we still need to find the best pairing. Our XG was higher. Actually, where do you guys check the XG? Like, because I always try to find a place that does it straight. I know where Understat does it, but they don't seem to be very quick. Like, they don't seem to do it live, do they? Let me have a look. Oh, no, yeah. Well, according to Understat, it was 1.52 to 1.51. So it's like the same, pretty much. Where did you get your XG from, Ali? Because different places have different XG metrics. Yeah, I have a feeling. I know Lautaro's not the most clinical guy, but when it comes to heading, I feel like he probably would have put one of them. Hey, the Serbians are in the house. The Vrij was rested, but not entirely. It was more if I have to rotate, you're the one being rotated. Yeah, I guess. But it was weird. I'm not quite sure what the idea behind the rotation was really. Yeah, it could also be exhaustion, fatigue. It's just the substitution didn't make sense to me. Like, if you're resting the right, just rest him. I don't understand why he came on and then Skriniar was moved to left centre back. That's the one that kind of I was confused about. The Serbian should kidnap SMS and bring him to Inter. Yeah, man. Or Vlahovic. Yeah, I mean, you guys know I'm team Vlahovic. Bring me Vlahovic, man. Lauti Correa needs to be the starters in terms of age, technical ability, and pace. Yeah, I think now that it's hard. It's hard because I've been wanting to, Sanchez to be given the opportunity to continue to be a starter. But as you said, like, we can't make our mind up. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that because none of them have proven to be given us, certainties that who is the duo, who's the guy. Yeah, I watched the Hellas Verona Sassuolo match today, and Scamacca was good. Again, the 40 million asking price to me is just a little bit too much. By the same time, the potential for the boy is there, but it's just in Inter's, current financial status, whether that's worth it. But Scamacca, even since his last season at Genoa, like, you can see the fundamentals are there with the boy. But again, I don't know if he's the most clinical. We were yet to see about that. Yeah, thank God Malinovsky was out. Thank God Malinovsky was out. I was starting duo up top, D'Ambrosio, Perisic. Hey, man, Perisic, the one match he played against the Lazio, he scored. I know it was a penalty. Might have to give him a go again. I remember the game after his red card versus Madrid that Barella was shooting like crazy. I was so happy to see him shoot on sight. Yeah, there was definitely a period that Barella was shooting a lot, but it just seemed last few weeks that it's kind of got dropped off. Oh mate, that would be such a waste to see him go to Arsenal. No. I mean, he probably will go to Arsenal in the end because it's the Premier League money in the end. But I think it'll be a waste to see him under Arteta. What's going on with the Bologna game? Yeah, we're still waiting, Michael. We're still waiting, all up in the air about that. You know, the Italian system, slow, bureaucracy, just slowing everything down. Let's stay positive. We knew we were going to drop points, so as long as we are 2-3 at the end of yeah, exactly. I've always said, even if we're not actually after the Liverpool match, even if we're not ahead, as long as we're there like 1 or 2 points behind, I'm still confident that we'll pull it back and win the league title at the end. I think it's just if we have, really bad fall off. But I've been saying since the start of the season, Milan are the team to watch out for. And at the moment, it still looks like they are. When Dzeko isn't playing, you're killing that long ball. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing today. Like you had to have, but we're not saying he shouldn't have started. I think he just should have, come off quicker. But yeah, the long ball option Dzeko gives you is just too hard to turn down, especially when Atalanta are killing all your passing options, the short passing options. Vlahovic isn't going to Arsenal because of Granit Xhaka. Yeah. I don't think the Serbian Albanian rivalry is probably as bad in real life as it is on Twitter. I think for the players, but yeah, I don't know if Xhaka is really guaranteed to stay there. Yeah, this is probably a game for Lukaku where there was space in behind, but again, he didn't do particularly great in the Atalanta games. I remember him not being. Yeah, pretty much being snuffed out by Romero and co in the previous seasons. I know it's probably wrong, but the thing that came to mind during this match was that too much freedom for players under Limone has some time. I don't know. Today, I think today, yeah, it was one of those matches where maybe Conte's automized patterns of play, where it would have been just play off memory, players being in certain places, maybe could have helped in some moments to just play out from the back, but. I don't think this is the match where the too much freedom hurt us in the end. We just weren't there physically, I think, today, and we didn't take our chances. Expectations from Empoli and Venezia games. Yeah, I think this Inter team for the last 2 years, when you go into these little games, you expect W's only. So yeah, I'm expecting 2 W's there. Against Empoli, I'm expecting a lot of rotation and still a W. Inter still in the Helenio Herrera shackles. That's why that's why Simeone is destined to be an Inter coach at some point. Do you think Dumfries should have started? No, I think Darmian. We had to rotate. Like we have to start rotating this super busy period, so we have to start doing rotations. Out De Vrij wasn't there. Darmian, he was the starter before his injury. It's not like we're bringing in some bum. So I think it was fine to start him, but I think we're seeing that Dumfries has overtaken Darmian now, because going forward he just adds a little bit more. About to buy better to get the new Lukaku. Yeah, I think that's a good comparison. Lautaro and Tuku are the best duo. Again, I don't know if we have actually seen that on the pitch though. They were good against Napoli. And they were good. Correa and Dzeko were quite good against Roma, but that's the thing. There's no one match where you can point like, yeah, these guys were just like firing on all cylinders. Lautaro and Dzeko is the partnership I think we've seen the most from the start. But I've been saying since the beginning, I don't know, those two just seem to have zero chemistry. Let me finish up with the. Let me see who scored, gave the ratings to, and we can finish up on that. Let's have a look. They gave the man of the match to Palomino. Yeah, Palomino, Pasalic, 7.7, Musso, 7.7. Yeah, I think deserves. So it should be, Handanovic, man of the match for Inter. 6 saves, 5 saves from inside the box. Yeah, he deserves it. Really, really good. Hakan 6.6. Yeah. Alexi 6.4. How many touches did he have? Only 30 touches. Yeah, just not that good from Alexis today. Not really good. What about Dzeko? Yeah, Dzeko, 74 pass accuracy, not very good. Only 57 touches. Yeah, Dumfries got 7.2. Yeah. But yeah, that's one point I also wanted to make today, guys. This was the oldest average age that we've started since the 2011-12 season. Apparently, our average age today was 30.6 years old. So that team, I mean, it's easy to say, but that team did look a little bit old out there today in terms of there wasn't any running in behind. Just a little bit slower than Atalanta. Atalanta's, I think, was around 27 average. Yeah, 27.6. So yeah, that's one of the projects going forward in the summer that Marotta and co need to look at, because of course it doesn't mean that you need to buy young players, but we definitely need to refresh the squad a little bit. You can't your average age should be around the 27 28 mark. Of course it gets a bit skewed because both Alexis and Dzeko being the starters today, they're what, 32 35 each. Like this is like almost 70 years old by themselves, and you got Handanovic. But there is, in general, like, the squad needs to be a little freshened up a little bit. There's a bit of youth need to be added in there, and by youth I don't mean like 18 19-year-olds, but just not 30-year-olds for sure. But yeah, that was just an interesting stat, and that I didn't know that this was the oldest team interplayed since that season, since we had Zanetti, Cambiasso, Milito on the decline starting for us back in those days, in the beginning remnants of the Banter era. Let me finish up with the last few comments, guys. Just winding up here. It's 10:30 at night here. Michael's, I guess, yeah, speaking on the exact point I was already talking about, trusting the youth more. I agree. Lautaro is good with everyone. It's just the other attacker has to rotate. Yeah, but again, I don't know if that's true this season. Usually, I feel like with Lautaro, last season definitely, whether it was Lukaku or Sanchez, Lautaro was always good. But this season, I'm not quite sure who he's best with. I think, yeah, Correa is probably the best one, and Sanchez with Lautaro. Yeah, guys, make sure you're liking the videos as we're winding down here. Thank you, Indra. Uncle Shama, did you see? Yeah, we pulled up the Napoli tweet earlier. So weird. No, I understand what the hell they're on about. Limona really likes that 1-1 striker combination, 3-5. Yeah, it's definitely 3-5-1-1. But I think with Dzeko, even if you watch them at Roma, he always really likes to drop really deep. That's why they call him a regista avanzato in Italian, where it's like, an advanced regista. He's always loved to do that. That is true. They didn't look more than 5K today in that pitch. Well, they sounded more than 5K. They were very loud, the Atalanta fans today. I need this channel to become so big so I can invite some Fiji directors to nag her about how bad Serie A is. I mean, if they came on and I did that, then they would never come back on. But probably, yeah, that would be good to just open their eyes. Bastoni, Scribrella, Lautaro, very good. Yeah. The spine is there. The spine is there, and now especially with Onana coming in, you've got even the goalkeeper spine youngening up. The defense, De Vrij is the oldest of the starters, and he's 30, or he's gonna be 30. So yeah, in general, we're not old team, but it's part of a slow process now that needs to happen. That the squad needs to start being freshened up a little bit. KDB Stalin in the house. What's up, bro? From Trinidad. Yeah, I agree. Dumfries, we talked about it earlier, that he changed up the game. And buys Hakan alternative, or you mean Dumfries? No. He's not technically good enough to play centre mid. Yep, exactly. Tuku behind Dzeko and Lautaro for Milan and Liverpool, especially Milan. Yep. I think now Tuku. It's funny, every other match we change now is Tuku is the one that maybe deserves a little bit more time, but he was getting in good form before his injury, which is true. Yes, King Darian, I believe the Dybala rumors. because of Marotta. Marotta spoke about them today before the match. I'll make a video on this, but Marotta he has talked to Dybala the way he talked today. I can tell you that Beppe is serious about Dybala. Whether we can get him or not, that's a different subject. But Beppe's eye is twitching, guys. Beppe does deals so quickly. Forgot Onana is there. Yeah, man. He is swift. He's a magician. Scamacca needed praying for Vlahovic miracle, but both are better than what we have. Yeah, again, I know I definitely think that we need. I love Scamacca, Vlahovic, both of those. Vlahovic, yeah, he's definitely the clinical. He's proven to be a clinical guy. I don't know if Scamacca's shown yet to be clinical, but Vlahovic, yeah, he's got 2 seasons under his belt now. He's showing that level. Zanetti and Marotta, the keys to signing Dybala. Yeah, that's the one thing, Zanetti, we don't actually sure what his actual role is, but when it comes to these Argentinian guys, he's definitely very useful. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it wasn't a great result for Inter, but I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Make sure you're leaving a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And obviously seeing you for the preview for the Empoli match and all that kind of stuff, and of course transfer window news and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Sorry for this misunderstanding you there, Kev. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Ciao ragazzi, Forza Inter.